my YouTubers. Right, I've been on the phone today to try and find out the difference between the President Grant Mark II and the President Lincoln Mark II. Total waste of time. The shop I rang up, they were, no, we don't sell the Mark II Lincoln like they used to. I won't say the name of the shop, but I asked to be put on to someone who might know a little bit about it, and the bloke I spoke to, he said, we don't sell the Mark II Lincoln. Alright, fair enough. No, they did at one point. So I asked about the President Grant, what frequency coverage it's got, what power output it's got, and the info was very vague. I think the bloke was eating his dinner, you know what I mean? It was that sort of attitude. Oh well, I wouldn't know without looking, you know. I thought, well, get off your arse and have a look then. You know, there you go. But he did tell me a little bit of information, and from what I can gather, the power of the President Grant Mark II is going to be 4 watts AM FM and 12 watts sideband. No, it's adequate. It's lower than what I was expecting, but I think they're selling it as like a legal beagle rig for the mid block, you know, which is fair enough. I did ask about modifications. He said we wouldn't know anything about that. What will you do? But you just probably legally can't tell me. But so from what I can gather, if you get one, maybe Paul, because I don't know whether yours is going to be modified when you get it or not, it's only going to have a mid block on it, by what this geezer said. But you can modify them. So I think the modification I've seen goes from band A to band J, so it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So it'd be 10 blocks, 40 loads. I mean, you're only really going to legally be able to use it on a mid block or part of 10 metres when you pass your test. So that was one thing. And another thing, I started doing a video yesterday in reply to Sam, but when I sort of replayed it back, it was a bit dark and there was a lot of what you call noise. It's very fuzzy, the image, you know. This is just straight off the webcam, which I know ain't great, but there you go. Sam was asking about sideband, whether you can get it on amateur radio or just CB, which is mainly an amateur radio thing, but you also get it on CB. It's a mode, because some people think that sideband is on a different frequency than FM. It's about the same, you know. You can be, say, on channel 1 on AM and go on to FM. You're still on channel 1, the same frequency. And if someone was on AM and you went on to FM, they'd still hear you to an extent, or you'd be distorted. And if you then went, say, to sideband, they would know you were there, but they have no idea what you're saying, because the signal is generated by your voice. It goes up and down. The other thing was, I'm sure it was Sam mentioned about, he went to an amateur radio club, and he went for 3 weeks and he basically got ignored and not really made to feel welcome, and he sort of expressed a view that amateurs look down on CB as well. I'm an amateur, I don't look down on CBers because I'm a CBer myself, but there is a little bit of, what's the word, like aloof. They sort of feel, some of them feel they're aloof, you know, like they're better than you. But some of that's down to ignorance. You know, they don't sort of know what goes on CB. They've probably heard people playing music and swearing, and fair enough, you can understand that, because it's not really good radio practice, is it? So they probably think, right, they're a bunch of idiots, better off without them. And to be fair, I can't blame them, you know. That's one of the reasons I first took me foundation course, because I got fed up with it. Getting on there, people are going to punch your head in and this, that and the other. And to this day I've yet to meet anyone that's got a bigger mouth when they're stood in front of you as what they have when they're behind the rig, you know, because they're just like, I don't know, what's the word? They're big behind the mic, but when they're stood in front of you, it's a different thing altogether, you know what I mean? So that's really all I've got to say today, I think. Paul, I hope your rig's sort of turned up and you're happily playing about a bit. There won't be too many days before I'll be up on the hill with my rig, and hopefully we can have a bit of a chat. I think it was Sam that said, oh sorry, I'm totally disorganised as per usual. Probably saying Sam and I mean someone else, but sure it was Sam that said he was up near Birmingham somewhere out that way or whatever. It'd be a bit of a stretch to try and talk to you, but if there's any hills around you, maybe one day we'd all organise like a sked, you know, a time and a date. You know, you get on your hill, I'll get on my hill, and along with anyone else that's on here, maybe we can have a bit of a hook up, you know, it'd be a crack, wouldn't it? I know there was loads more, but maybe I'll do another video later. I've just noticed my hair's all over the fucking place and all on it. Never mind. It's been one of them days today. Everything I touched broke. So I'm trying not to touch anything, if you know what I mean. Catch you soon, guys. If I get any more info, I'll be sure to spend a couple of minutes and let you all know. But I hope you're all keeping well. There's another subscriber that slipped in under the radar. Sorry, I can't remember your name. But catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. What's the matter with you? Catch you soon, guys.